Hello everyone, Deathly Thorm here for another episode. Welcome to the Advanced Electricity Guide. This guide is for those that are not wanting to do basic electricity, but are wanting to get onto more and more advanced electricity. Also, is going to be starting to discuss the newer things that were added since my last electricity guide video. Now, I know before watching this video, before you continue any farther, there are a few things I have not added that are still I'm going to be saving for a third and final episode that we will be talking about. But in this episode, it's kind of like the mediocre things. Basically things that are advanced, but they're not too advanced kind of thing. So one thing in the last episode that I forgot for some reason when I'm talking about the basic electricity was batteries. These things are really good, basically. But they're only really good if you use solar panels, because solar panels only work during the day or if they're not being blocked by something. But say you want to power something, you only have solar panels, but you want to power it during the night. So what you use is batteries. You basically connect a solar panel to either one of these three batteries. I prefer the medium battery because the small one's only going to last you a few minutes. The medium battery might last you a few hours. And this could last you up to a day of power. Like, you could go off, if you have, like, a turret protecting your entire base, you could go off offline for, like, an entire day. And this will protect you to the utmost security to up to, I think, a day for full power. Like I said, a few hours, maybe a few minutes for the small battery. Next, we're going to start talking about the timer. And the switches. So this is powered up with, once again, if you want to, this is another source of electricity, the generator. If you put low grade in it, it basically has electricity. Now, I hooked this up to a switch. When turned on, it allows the timer to be activated. Once you switch the timer, I'd say it gives you a good, like, 5 seconds, the power that you switch through on to turn on. So I used, a light source to show you as an example. So basically it's for items that you only want to be powering for maybe a few seconds and then quickly turn off without having to turn it off. Alright, but remember, once you turn that power on, you cannot switch it off until the 5-second mark is over. So once you decide to do it, you better hope it's not like you opening a door to the outside and people can just rush in. Next, we're going to talk about the camera system. This is one of the new things that was added into the game recently, or since I did that first electricity guide video. First, we have ourselves these cameras, but we cannot access these cameras because we're going to need a TC. That's how protective they are. So as long as you have a TC and you're connected to it, that way nobody can get to it. Right. And then, once you get the TC and place it down, authorize yourself. I guess we're just gonna need wood. So let's get a little bit of wood from the console items. Let's give ourselves like a K of wood. Put the wood in. So now it is authorized. Now what you're gonna do is set ID, whatever you can choose whatever ID you want. Copy that ID. Set it as. Then head it into the computer, and then type in. I can just copy and paste, but type in whatever the code you put in, add, and then click to it, and now you can see. Now, maybe you don't like the placement. Maybe you want to switch it around. Well, that's what the hammers are for. Whenever you press set direction, whenever holding a hammer, it will look exactly at you, and that is where the camera will switch. See, now it's looking at us. See, you see, it's us here. So wherever you switch this to, it could, I don't even know. You can set it to like space or something. And as long as that's where you can set it up, you can set it up too. Now, next, we're going to the RF broadcaster and the receiver over here. Now, these work in pair with the RS pager. But, sadly, this is a creative server, and not really many people are going to be rating, so it's hard to give an example, but I will tell you what they do. So, these have very good features. So, one, if you go to an oil rig and there's a certain code, and that code you can put into all three of these things, well, actually two of them, now this one is for later, but if you put it into these two things, and then also put the code into the RF pager here, it will alert you whenever somebody activates the crate at the oil rig, or I'm pretty sure if I read the Wikipedia correctly, that, the wiki, if somebody even steps foot on the oil rig. So I don't know, it's something like that. But this right here is this detects breathing, walking, doesn't matter. As long as somebody that's not authorized to TC is in the area, this will detect them with power. But you're going to need all 3 of these items to do that. Connect it up to your RF pager, and it will give you a bzzzt. It will go zzzt whenever, like, there's someone nearby your base. It's good to know if there's somebody, like, outside your base camping. Now, the next thing we're going to be talking about is the new turrets they added into the game. Now, turrets used to automatically have AKs in it. You could automatically have a gun. All you needed to do have was the ammo. Now, you have to supply the gun. But that also means you could have any gun you want. My favorite gun is the Eoka. Oh, God, I just dropped it. My favorite gun to put in one of these is the Eoka. Because it is so slow-paced and so hard to drain the ammo. I recommend, first of all, to put this in an inside turret. That whenever somebody tries to raid you, it's going to be so hard for them to raid you because it's so slow for them to drain the ammo. And if they don't, it's pretty much an instant kill. Yeah, but there you can pretty much have every weapon that's not bow, crossbow, melee weapon. And I'm pretty sure they removed rocket launcher recently, so you can't use rocket launchers. But like the custom SMG, bolts, AKs, Thompsons, and shotguns. I don't know if semi-automatic pistols work. Let's try it. You can pretty much use every pistol, I think, now. The last thing we're going to talk about in this episode is these things. I didn't want to have to set them all up. They're very hard to set up, but I'm just going to give you a rundown. Besides, if you want to just look at these pretty much tell you everything you need to know. But I'll just give you a rundown on basically what they do. So, blocker, whenever something is powered through this... I can't even, my electricity is glitching right now, so I can't access it. But whenever something is powered through here, it basically blocks it. So it's kind of like a timer in a way. So you only activate it when you want to activate it, basically. Now, electrical bench is a lot like, let me just get it here. It is a lot like the splitter. Now, the splitter basically will power in 3, as you can see at the bottom here, 3 different directions. It's a good way so you can power multiple things with the same source of power. But this is a cheaper alternative. But there's two different differences with this. It can only power up to 2 different things, and you choose the amount of power that can go through. So say you don't want too much power going through it, then you can choose the amount of power that goes through. RAND switch that allows basically a random number of power, or basically will be like a chance. So like it will roll a dice either 50% yes or no, and there's a 50% chance the power will go through it, and there's a 50% chance that they won't go through it. So it's good for like making those casino games like Russian roulette or something, where he has a chance that the gun, like the door opens and there's a shotgun trap kind of thing. That's what it's kind of used for. It's not really used for much else, I'd say. I actually don't know what a memory cell is, but you can just read the description, and I'm pretty sure you can find it out by yourself. A root combiner is, it's where this one is different, where basically you can use 2 batteries or 2 power sources, hook it up to one of these branches, and then it will combine the power together to produce one branch of power. So say you have 2 solar panels, and say that's not enough for some reason. I think they updated it though, but say that's not enough to power a like auto turret or something like that. Well, basically what you can do is get it combined into here, and then it'll have the combined power of the 2 solar panels, and then you can put it together and, I don't know, power the turret or something. But besides that, that is the advanced electricity guide for this episode. That's pretty much everything we can talk about, except for talking about all these other switches. But that will be in the 3rd episode. But I'll also be waiting for another electricity update. Maybe I'll start talking about the farming electricity. Besides that, guys, remember to subscribe, like the video, comment down below if you'd like to see more, and if you're hyped for more Rust videos, remember to subscribe. And if you want a certain type of tutorial video, remember to subscribe and tell me in the comments. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my head.